Our Red, White, and You podcast brought to you by Bang Solar with the Americans head coach, Steve Martinson. Marty, another great week for the team last week, winning 3 out of 4 at home, and now within 3 points of Wichita and still have a game in hand.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we had the 2-1 lead Saturday night with 7 minutes to go and self-destructed. So, but it's a good week. I mean, it's been a good 10 games and I'm confident again that some of these guys that haven't been playing this year are going to continue to get better, and we'll get more offense out of guys.
Mackin was in a league by himself yesterday. That play, first of all, the pass from Ruop on the shorthanded goal, and then the great feed from Asachuk, on his second goal. I mean, he looks like he is just definitely playing on another planet right now.
Yeah, and then the play, he just blew through the defense on the Lancaster goal too. So I mean, he's got the speed, and he had taken some medication for this food poisoning, and I've had those they're anti-inflammatory steroids, and they can really mess with your mind after 3 or 4 days, and he'd never been on them before. So we were kind of thinking, okay, maybe he had a concussion because he's never felt like that. And then we figured it out, and now he's back up to his old self. And the goal that he scored in overtime the other night was a fabulous play too, where he cut back and he just keeps moving his feet.
So Kansas City coming up this week. We've had success against them. As a matter of fact, the last time in our building, we swept them in a 4-game series. There's a team in that bottom half. Everybody's kind of fighting for that 4 spot. What do you see out of them? Because it seems to me like, they look like a team, they've got some talent that could challenge for one of those, top 4 playoff spots, but they have not been able to put it together on a consistent basis.
Yeah. I mean, because we've been playing, we play one team and then play another team. And so I haven't really looked at the video again for them, but they got some guys down from the American League. So on paper, they've got some pretty good players there. And yeah, I mean, what's going on with them, I can't say, but really, again, we'll have some system things that we try to use against certain teams. But the main concern with us is, my main concern is stopping our turnovers and getting more, like in a game, where we got outshot 2 games, we actually had puck possession. We had more puck possession than Tulsa did. But we shoot ourselves in the foot where we'll turn a puck over in the offensive zone before we get a shot on goal instead of getting more pucks to the net.
The amazing thing when you look at it in what we've been able to do just lately, of course, coming into the game on Wednesday, Americans are currently the number 1 scoring team in the league, just one ahead of Florida with 193 goals scored. You look at our players in the top 15. We got 3 in the top 15 now in the league in scoring, with Lancaster, leading the way there. Register is blowing away on power play points. He's got 23 total. I think the next closest to him has 11 or 12. I mean, our offense is, and that's what you said, last week. When our offense is clicking, it's tough for anybody to match up with us because you're not matching up with one line. You have to match up against, 11 guys, and that's tough.
Yeah, and one of the reasons we don't have a lot of guys in the top 10 in scoring is, we lost a lot of players early that we were, she was supposed to be a depth guy, and then with COVID, there's things, switched around. But then we had injuries to, Mitchum was leading the league in goals, and then he gets the injury, and then Colby, same thing. Colby came back and scoring, and then we've just had a lot of guys out of the lineup, and so some of our key guys haven't played as many games. But I keep saying that these Canadian college guys, like Shirley's got 1 goal. And I believe he's going to start scoring because he had the season off. Mazer, he had 30 goals 3 years in a row, and he's having a hard time finding the net, but he's actually played better this weekend. So I'm confident that some of these young guys will start scoring more.
And even our team as a whole, goaltending line, no team in the league has more shutouts this season than the Americans. We have 6. Obviously, who they came from, but that's also something to be said, considering the fact we've loaned guys. Kapelmaster obviously had a really good, stint up there with Cleveland, but that's got to make you feel good too. I mean, that's a lot of good goaltending.
Yeah, it does. And, it's goalies that weren't here to start the season. It's just like the defense. I mean, we only have 2 defensemen here that were here at the beginning of the year. I mean, we have 5 defensemen that we picked up, throughout the season. And, I don't like to beat a dead horse, but I mean, the turnover that we've had this year it's unparalleled in the league. I mean, everybody gets, you hear that cliche, everybody gets injuries and gets called up, but then, we loan players, and Lockheed would have been back this next weekend, but he's out for the season with surgery. So, and I talk about it with a team like Wichita. They didn't lose any player. They lost a couple of guys. They lost some guys back to Toronto, but they were never planning on having those guys. And then after that, we lost our San Jose guys, and then we lost more guys back to Minnesota, and then we loaned guys. And it's a testament with the new guys coming in that they've just kind of come in and said, okay, let's get going, and we keep winning.
I remember it was at one time, I think we had 21 road games and maybe 8 or 9 home games. And now, obviously it's evened out quite a bit. We've played more home games, but I remember you said, all this is fine and dandy, but we have to take care of our home games. Looking at that stretch as a whole, are you happy with what we did in that long stretch?
I think we let a few get away. We had the Rapid City games where, like I said, I mean, if we have puck possession in every game, that we lost, we, like the 2 to Rapid City, we had 58% to 42, but we've got to stop. It's like we lost the game the other night. We had a boneheaded turnover in the neutral zone with 3 minutes to go with their best players on the ice. And, we're certainly doing a better job of that, but we're not there yet. But, obviously we got a month to go to get that really right out of our system. And I'm going to do a little video on our down low play where we can do things, I think, a little bit better to get some shots on goal versus losing the puck and have it out of the zone with no shot. Just show
the last thing. Yep. And last thing is on the power play. Power play is hotter right now in the league. 3 for 3 the other night. And then, even 1 for 1 in the final game on Sunday. You got to be pleased with that, because every game, we're getting multiple chances.
Yeah. And the other one, it looks like we weren't as good because we had 2 power plays in the last 25 seconds of the game, and it really doesn't, it doesn't really indicate a full 2 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with, obviously some of our key guys are making plays and stepping up, and our power play is looking good.
All right, Marty, thanks for doing this. Safe travels to Kansas City.
I'll see you there.
Sounds good.